All right, Mr. Duran, why are you running for U.S. Senate?
Well, I'm running for U.S. Senate because the people of Arkansas asked me to. I stood up and spoke at a Tea Party on April the 15th of 2009, and when I finished my speech, the place erupted like a football stadium. Next thing I know, people are coming out of the woodwork, people that I didn't even know, asking me, making a statement, "You need to run for office," and I'd never thought about it before, never even entertained the idea. So on July the 4th of 2009, I was asked to come back and be the keynote speaker at the Russellville Tea Party, and announced that I had made a decision to launch the exploratory committee, and looked at the crowd and told them, you asked me to run but failed to ask me what office to run for. So we put a poll online with 5 choices and allowed the people of Arkansas to choose, and in 21 days there were roughly 200 people at that Tea Party. Somehow roughly 400 people found the website, and 54% said, "We want you to run for the seat currently held by Blanche Lincoln." And I said, "Then that's what we'll do."
Okay.
And we've never looked back.
Yeah. So what do you think, what are the top reasons why should people vote for you over voting for a Blanche Lincoln or John Bozeman, either one?
First thing is, I believe in limited federal government, of course. I mean, states' rights is a big one with me. The people of Arkansas have not had a voice in Washington for a very long time. I mean, you're talking about 2 people who belong to a 2-party system that only make up 8 out of every 100 voters, meaning the Republican Party makes up 5 the Democratic Party makes up 5 out of 100 voters, 5 out of every 100 registered voters. The Republicans make up 3 out of every 100 registered voters. The rest of the state, 92 out of every 100 voters, chooses not to register within that 2-party system. They register independent of those 2 parties. And we haven't had anybody who goes to Washington and answers to the people more so than if you've watched what's happened. I mean, everybody can see what's going on in Washington. And the people of Arkansas say vote one way, but the party wants to vote another, and that's the way they vote. So with that being said, the other reason, the first thing we're going to do when we get in office is of all the staff members in Washington, there's roughly 41 in her office. We're moving all but 10 of those back to the state of Arkansas to deal with the people of Arkansas, the county judges, the local community leaders, and we're going to have one office in the middle of the state. We're going to have a mobile office that travels the state of Arkansas with satellite video conferencing equipment on board that puts me face-to-face with the people of Arkansas on a weekly basis. We're going to have a team or teams that chase down waste, fraud, and abuse of federal dollars in Arkansas. And we're going to have a call center that stays open 15 hours a day. That's why having the staff members back here in Arkansas rather than working for the people of Arkansas instead of in Washington, the people of Arkansas can once again have a voice in the direction that this country goes, and that's what makes me different than what they are.
Is there any piece of legislation in particular that you would prioritize as far as introducing or endorsing once you got to the Senate?
Right now, countering, I guess you could say, or if it is possible to repeal the health care law, because mandating that people of this country will take health care is unconstitutional, and you will find that the vast majority of Arkansans believe that is a top priority. The other thing is we need to revisit our treaties, the free trade agreements that we currently take part in, because the trade deficit is growing. The exports are starting to fall off, and imports are starting to increase, and there's nothing fair about any of the agreements or any of the agreements that we're in with any of the countries around the world.
Yeah. Okay. And do you think that you can win the election?
I do. I have traveled pretty much the majority. Well, I've traveled the majority of the state of Arkansas. I've sat down in coffee shops all over the state and had discussions and listened to what the people of Arkansas wanted, and they are not happy with either one of the 2 major party candidates that are there now. And this election is very much winnable, and it has been since the beginning.
Okay. And why are you guys here this morning?
We're here because an event that is funded with taxpayer dollars started out as a debate then it was changed to a forum, and then it was back to a debate. Depends on who you talk to in there. And they chose to only allow only 8% of Arkansans to be represented in that room, which means those two-party candidates, Republican and Democrat, only represent 8% of the state's registered voters. So therefore, 92% of the voters don't have a voice in that room right now. And that's why we're here. It's a process that was put into place. Men and women have given their lives. Actually, it's estimated since the beginning of the Revolutionary War, 1,315,000 and counting have paid the ultimate sacrifice for the freedoms and the process that we have today. And they are undermining that process. It's the arrogance of a small group of people telling the rest of the state how it's going to be.
Right.
That's what it boils down to.